I am Malaperta Pasquinade, and you're watching Bizarre Brain Comics. We go from the top. I am Malaperta Pasquinade, and you're watching Bizarre Brain Comics. If you'd like to see my work, it's at Naters.art.
Hello, my comic book friends. I am Magnus of the Feral Horde for Bizarre Brain Comics. And this time, I'm coming to you once again from the Colorado Renaissance Festival, where we will be talking about comics with the theme. This one right here, Conan the Barbarian, the 1982 movie comic adaptation. Oh yeah, we're here with the theme of the Renaissance Festival. This is the 1982 paperback edition of the comic adaptation of the 1982 movie Conan the Barbarian, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. And this has this great Earl Norham painted cover. And remember, when they did this, they produced it 3 ways to get all to cover our the audiences. They did one here as this trade paperback, one as the as a 2-part floppy comic book adaptation to get on the spinner racks, and one was the large full-color magazine format that also included some photographs and articles about the production at that time. So we'll just briefly go through it because, hey, who hasn't seen Conan the Barbarian? So you already pretty much know the story, but here's the great. Oh, and you hear the great band Crack in the background. Conan the Barbarian. John Buscema, who of course was the primary Conan the Barbarian artist for the comics and or the Savage Sword for many, many years at Marvel. There is the introduction, the part of the Riddle of Steel, the invasion of his village by Thulsa Doom, the death of his parents, and imprisonment and enslavement on the Wheel of Pain until he's grown up and he's the only one left on the wheel, sold to be a pit fighter. There's a gladiator pit fighter and trained in the ways of war and combat until he is finally freed and alone and unarmed in the forest, chased by the wolves, where he finds the tomb and acquires the Atlantean sword and does away with the wolves, meeting the witch who tells him he must go to Zamora, and then she attacks him. She whisks away and he meets Subutai. They become fast friends and traveling companions. Subutai, thief and archer. They go to Zamora, sees the princess, and this place is practically being run by the cult of Thulsa Doom. They meet the meeting of Valeria, and they climb the tower together for the theft and the meeting of the giant serpent. Meeting the giant serpent and defeating it. Oh, look at a great battle scene there. And then they have to get away. Then they're taken by the king and charged to find his daughter, who is an acolyte of Thulsa Doom. Conan meets the old wizard, who we only in the second movie find his name is Akiro. Then he sneaks into Thulsa Doom's mountain of power, but he is betrayed and discovered, and they captured and crucified on the tree of woe. Found by Subutai and Valeria, taken to the old wizard, who is able to heal him. Then they go into the backside of the mountain of power to get the princess, where his subhumans dwell and his guards. And we see one of the few bits of actual sorcery in that movie when he is transforms into a serpent himself. They set the place ablaze, grab the princess, slaughter all kinds of goons, and the scene in the movie, I have to say that this scene here from the movie is vastly superior to what could be portrayed in the comics. They had to make abbreviations here in the adaptation, and some things are left out. But then the death of Valeria, who swore that she would pay the gods for saving Conan's life, and then the funeral pyre of Valeria. There is the princess. They've got her. The old wizard gathering up weapons and armor from the dead and they start setting their traps for the warriors of Thulsa Doom when they come to get the princess. And it's a great battle scene. Again, the comic just cannot compare to what was just shown in the movie. And finally, Rexor, and he gets his father's sword back, although broken. But Valeria temporarily blinds him, so Conan can actually slay him, because she has said she would come back from the dead if he were fighting for life, and she did. But here, this is when they get one change. He's the Thulsa Doom. Of course, Thulsa Doom was actually a Cole villain, but hey, they did a great job anyway. Thulsa Doom going to slay the princess since he can't get her back, and she is once again. Then she is saved, and here, instead of having the actual climax on the mountain of power, for time and space constraints, they had it right there, the confrontation between Conan and Thulsa Doom, in which Thulsa Doom loses his head, and the princess is taken back to her father. And it is a great read in any of the formats that they published it. It is a great movie. Helped start a whole subgenre of movies that were very popular, and low-budget movies especially, in the 1980s. Conan the Barbarian. So that's all I've got for you this time from the Colorado Renaissance Festival. And I have to say that this movie was very inspirational for many fans, because the barbarian group that I belong to, the Feral Horde, that alone was a lot of the armor at the beginning, over 30 years ago, was inspired by this movie, and then others afterwards, such as 13th Warrior. So it is, and of course at the Renaissance Festival, it's the perfect venue for this book. So thank you for joining me. Like, share, and subscribe, and do leave your comments down below for what you think of John Buscema and Michael Fleischer, who did the script, their version of Conan the Barbarian adaptation of the movie. And remember, comics. Try that. Comics are art.